Hello, I hope you are having a good day. Today we will see a movie called Sector 7. In 1985, a team was working on the Sector 7 oil platform when a drill stopped functioning. A man descended in a submarine to inspect it. Seeing that it was stuck, he put on a special suit and went out to repair it. He saw a large and beautiful fish. Suddenly, the seabed cracked, causing tremors, and some glowing creatures began swimming around him. When he tried to touch one, a current pushed him along with the submarine. He tried to call for help, but the creatures attacked him, and everything went dark. Years later, in 2011, the new team on Sector 7 faced a problem with the riser. Cha Hae-jun ordered the valves to be blocked while she managed the pressure, injuring her shoulder. Everyone worked together to lower the pipe, which almost hit a colleague, but they reacted just in time. They managed to repair it before a major accident occurred. They were confident that they would soon find oil. Meanwhile, a worker scolded a young man for nearly causing an accident. The boy, frightened, clung to the pipe, from which a strange liquid emerged along with a glowing creature. No one knew how to identify it. In the infirmary, Hae-jun was being treated and Kim Dong-soo tried to flirt with her, without success. The rest of the team attempted to capture the creatures to analyze them. Park Hyun-jong, a marine biologist, explained that they came from another oceanic zone, but she did not know how they had arrived there. During a conversation, Go Jong-yoon took one of the creatures from the aquarium, but he was attacked and left with a wound on his lips. Later, he stopped the elevator to give Hyun-jong a gift and confess his feelings, but she rejected him and walked away. Soon after, Captain Lee Jong-man announced that they had to evacuate the platform after failing to find oil. The reaction was harsh. Hae-jun insisted it was too soon to give up and walked away firmly. Kim Dong-soo tried to calm her down, but only made things worse. Shortly after, a helicopter brought Lee Jong-man, Hae-jun's uncle and a respected former worker, who was welcomed enthusiastically. He criticized the team's scars, but Hae-jun showed him hers and told him they represented effort. When he saw an old family photo, Lee realized that Hae-jun's father had died in the 1985 accident. Moved, he offered her comfort. She expressed her wish to continue in memory of her father. Inspired, Lee promised to ask the board for a few more months. If they found oil, he would give them the credit. If not, he would take the blame. The next day, Lee motivated the team with an emotional speech. Everyone marked the pipes with their handprints for good luck. After 3 months of hard work, they finally found oil. With the main problem solved, they were able to breathe easy. Lee released tension by shooting at metal plates, while Hae-jun and Kim Dong-soo competed in a bicycle race across the platform. She took a shortcut, but he won with an epic jump. He teased her about their bet, a kiss for the winner. Playfully, Hae-jun only gave him a kiss on the cheek. Later, Cha Hae-jun and a colleague dove to inspect the base of the platform. They detected damage in a pipe and began repairs. Above them, a strange shadow moved, causing the rope holding Hae-jun's partner to shake violently. The crew tried to pull him up, but the rope broke, causing his fatal fall. At the same time, the team panicked and knocked Hae-jun unconscious. They pulled her up, and when she woke up, she saw herself surrounded by jellyfish and the lifeless face of her friend. But it was all a nightmare. She woke up in the clinic where Lee Jong-man, deeply distressed, comforted her and sent her to rest. Park Hyun-jong tried to approach with crucial information, but something interrupted her and she left worried. Go Jong-yoon once again made her uncomfortable with his insistent interest, attracting stares. Suddenly, a body hit the window. It was Park Hyun-jong, already lifeless. They took her to the clinic where Jang Moon-hyung concluded it was suicide. Hae-jun vehemently refuted it. She knew her friend was not in that state. Moon-hyung discovered evidence of male DNA on the body, suggesting a possible crime. Suspicion fell on Go Jong-yoon, and 2 teammates chased him. Although he swore his innocence, they beat him and tied him up. Meanwhile, Moon-hyung analyzed the sample under the microscope and found something unusual. When Go Jong-yoon arrived at the clinic and saw Park Hyun-jong's body, he broke down in tears. Moon Hyung asked him for a hair sample for the DNA test. Suspecting something, Hae-jun decided to check the laboratory. When she opened a cabinet, a rat startled her, and she saw a sticky substance, similar to male fluid, leaking through the pipes. Moon Hyung continued his analysis when a noise distracted him. Investigating, something attacked him by surprise and killed him, an invisible entity. Hae-jun found a broken rope and someone fleeing. She caught up with Lee Jong-man, who informed her of the doctor's shocking death. The team gathered to search for the missing bodies. They still suspected Go Jong-yoon, but Lee Jong-man doubted his guilt. Tied up in the basement, Go trembled as he saw a terrifying shadow approach. The team followed a trail of blood mixed with a seed-like substance to a corner where they found Go, gravely injured. They thought he was dead, but when they checked, he woke up in panic and screamed that there was a monster on the platform. Without warning, the structure shook violently. In the chaos, Go managed to escape. The team split into two groups to pursue him. Cha Hae-jun and Kim Dong-soo ran down a corridor when they saw a huge beast prowling across the ceiling. Go Jong-yoon, in his frantic attempt to stay unnoticed, became prey to the monster and soon met a grim end. Later, Hae-jun and Kim Dong-soo stumbled upon the generator room, now turned into a horrifying lair for the creature. The room was covered in viscous substance and the bodies of fallen crew members. The chaos caused a power outage, and the group regrouped in the communications room. Hae-jun confirmed their worst fears. The monster was real. Attempts to call for help by radio failed, leaving them completely isolated. Lee Jong-man, rising to the challenge, prepared his weapon to confront the beast. Two other crew members unfortunately made noise, which attracted the predator. Hae-jun and Lee Jong-man prepared to shoot when they finally had a clear shot. Jong-man told a crew member to remove the obstructions, but in panic he began clapping his hands. Taking advantage of the confusion, the creature extended its long tongue, grabbed the crew member, and slammed him violently against the walls and debris. During the distraction, Hae-jun and Jong-man moved closer and fired at the beast, creating an escape opportunity for the remaining two crew members. The terrifying monster momentarily fell to the ground, but quickly recovered from the bullet wounds and prepared to attack again. In a bold move, Jong-man pulled out a lighter and set the creature ablaze. The flames only made its fury intensify. Determined to capture its prey, the beast chased the crew, who desperately tried to seal a door behind them. However, the creature pushed it open with ease, blocking their escape route. Seeking shelter, the crew locked themselves inside an elevator. The monster struck the door relentlessly, but it could not break its strong structure. Not giving up, the creature found a window, broke it, and extended its long tongue through the opening. Although it evaded each strike, the crew managed to dodge the damage. Seizing an opportunity, Hae-jun swiftly cut the monster's tongue with an axe. Afterward, the crew retreated to the laboratory to treat their wounds, while Captain Lee Jong-man began to suspect Jong-man, implying that his voluntary return to the dangerous platform and his knowledge of the monster's weakness to fire were no coincidence. In response, Lee Jong-man broke one of the aquarium containers, captured one of the small creatures and set it on fire, proving that the flame would last a full day. He then revealed the whole truth. Hae-jun's father had discovered those creatures many years ago, and the scientific team realized that the liquid they produced could be used as a superior oil. However, a moral dilemma arose, as extracting it required burning living beings. Despite the ethical conflict, the team began breeding and experimenting with them. The giant monster they were now facing was the result of those experiments. Jang Moon-hyung discovered the truth, and when he threatened to expose the findings, he was silenced. Lee Jong-man killed her. Now in the present, Cha Hae-jun felt betrayed by her own uncle. However, Jong-man expressed remorse and admitted that he had returned to face the consequences of his actions. Suddenly they heard noises, and the monster appeared at the window, breaking through in an attack. The team fled, and Jong-man was captured. He ordered Hae-jun to leave him and escape. Amid the chaos, Zhongman grabbed a bottle of flammable medicine and threw it at the monster, making it recoil in pain and releasing him. Before fleeing the room, the crew searched for their weapons, and Cha Hai-jun volunteered to restore the power, heading to the generator room. Kim Dong-soo accompanied her and was shocked to see Hai-jun fearlessly plunging her hand into the viscous substance and pulling the lever, finally restoring the electricity. Meanwhile, Lee Jong-man and two young men ventured through a corridor and were horrified to discover the monster lurking beneath their feet. Despite their attempts to hold it back, the creature's strength overwhelmed them, bursting through the floor with a devastating attack. Their gunfire proved useless, and the monster began to chase them as they ran. One of the young men tripped, and his friend tried to help him. However, Lee Jong-man kept running and entered another room, ignoring the desperate pleas of his terrified companions as he closed the door behind him. The two young men embraced tightly, but the creature used its long tongue to separate them and killed them mercilessly, one by one. When Hai-jun and Kim Dong-soo returned, they were shocked to find no one around and discovered that Lee Jong-man, driven by selfishness, had taken the submarine on his own and was attempting to escape underwater. However, his escape did not last long. Within minutes, the body of one of the crew members struck the window, and the creature suddenly appeared, shattering the glass and flooding the submarine. Lee Jong-man drowned in the process. Meanwhile, back on the platform, Lee Jong-man had activated the building's self-destruct sequence before trying to call for help with a flare. Cha Hai-jun and Kim Dong-soo wanted to stop the destruction, but only the captain had the authority at that time. The monster returned, and Jong-man confronted it with a flamethrower. However, the flames only caused minor injuries and had little effect. Jong-man then resorted to hand-to-hand combat with a metal pipe. After a brutal exchange of blows, he managed to stab the monster and trap it. With the creature immobilized, Jong-man ignited a stronger fire using his lighter, quickly burning the monster. Unfortunately, he had been sprayed with a strange liquid during the fight and perished in the flames. The creature, wounded and agonizing, desperately searched for water. Kim Dong-soo had to push Cha Hai-jun out of harm's way. Tragically, the monster seized the opportunity and grabbed him, leaping into the ocean along with Jong-man's lifeless body. Devastated, Hai-jun fell to her knees. However, she suddenly heard something, a signal of hope. Kim Dong-soo had managed to survive by clinging to a rope. Acting quickly, Hai-jun grabbed her bicycle and used it to pull the rope. During the process, she slipped and injured her shoulder, but Kim Dong-soo was able to climb the rest of the way with only 1 minute left before the self-destruction. Cha Hai-jun felt relieved when she reunited with Dong-soo. However, her joy was short-lived when the monster reappeared. Dong-soo gritted his teeth and fought fiercely, determined to give Hai-jun a chance to escape. The monster did not remain submerged. It rose quickly. Hai-jun jumped on her bicycle and approached the monster in hopes of diverting its attention. With a weapon in her hand, she shot at it and maneuvered it toward the edge of the cliff to buy some time. She then quickly rode away, performing a daring jump and sliding under a narrow passage at a sharp corner. As the monster tried to pursue her, it became trapped in the structure. Hai-jun seized the opportunity and threw her bicycle at the creature, which unfortunately triggered a massive explosion. The monster was severely burned but still alive. Hai-jun ran toward the drilling area and sought refuge in the cabin. From a distance, she carefully pressed a button, causing a door to open and luring the monster into another room. Thinking she had successfully trapped it, Hai-jun shut the door. However, the monster managed to escape, descending from the ceiling, and resumed its pursuit, chasing Hai-jun through the pipes. Desperate, Hai-jun grabbed a wrench and struck the monster, only to be forced against the machinery. Then she saw a rope. The monster followed, prompting Hai-jun to leap onto a pipe, causing the creature to plunge into the drilling area below. Though she injured her leg in the process, she narrowly avoided being crushed by a rapidly falling pipe. Hai-jun recovered the remote control and stood her ground, drawing the monster closer. As it approached, she pressed the button, and the drill descended, trapping the monster. Despite being immobilized, the creature managed to grab Hei-jun's leg, pulling her down. Activating the drill, she mercilessly cut through the monster's body, finally putting an end to its reign of terror. Afterward, the platform began its self-destruction. Unfazed by the explosions, Hei-jun mounted her bicycle and leapt from the collapsing structure, landing on a nearby platform. There, she fired a flare into the sky. Soon, a helicopter descended to rescue her. Several years later, an older Hei-jun returned to Sector 7. She inspected the underwater pipes. Tears ran down her face as she discovered the messages her former team had written as a sign of support and camaraderie before the tragic events occurred. And that is today's recap.